So welcome all once more. Today's session is very special because it's a subject that I am so very interested. Uh, as I said, Hold is a place where we all share our experience, and also we call a guest speaker every time, a specialist in their own field. And you know that in Hold we have invited gynacs, we have invited nutritionists, we have invited uh, somebody who is specialist in skin, hair, clothing. Bhairavi did a session with on clothing. So we try and see all those topics which affect women during their various stages of hormonal changes. So today's topic is about finding our inner strength. So without any more delay, I would like to invite Bhairavi to introduce our guest speaker, who will be kindling our inner strength today by her knowledge on the subject. So over to you, Bhairavi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vasu. I am as excited as Vasu for this session, but let Brinda do the talking now. Brinda, can we?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Brinda. How are you?
Very good. Thank you. Thanks for calling me. Thanks to Vasumati, you, Bhairavi, Anjali, and thanks to Devi. Thanks to all others who have joined. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
You are looking so nice, fresh and happy and like all excited, huh?
Secret of yoga.
Yes, I think so. So today we are going to learn how to look like this, right?
You all are looking the same. Energetic. That energy probably is reflecting over here.
So Brinda, very, it's I don't know, I always feel, how did you select this? Like yoga. I mean, how did it come to you? Because I always feel that this is one profession. It's not somebody thinks, I want to become a doctor. I want to become a yoga instructor. It doesn't happen. It just somewhere in the journey, you realize and you do it, right? So I just wanted to know when and how did it happen for you?
Well, there is strikingly just one answer. I was looking for something surreal and permanent in nature. I found everything was so transitory. So you're happy for a moment and then it goes off in terms of relationship, in terms of possession of your most loved garments or jewelry. All seem to be very transitory. It's not that they go away, they are there, but your passion towards it is gone by then. So I was looking for something which was permanent in nature, which will keep on giving that same excitement or even more. And that I found was this concept of yoga. When you practice more and more, it only increases, it never decreases.
I know.
That's how I landed in this line.
And there's no end to it, right? I mean, you can just keep exploring, right? This is a field where you can just keep exploring.
Yes, every moment by moment, your life experience teaches you what you have learned in yoga, and it tests you whether you're applying it or not. Especially when it comes to relationship, you learn about Ashtanga Yoga. It talks about tolerance, patience, love. Are you practicing it? So the more you learn, the more tests that you are put to. And when you have the zeal, put it into practice, the energy comes from somehow through the practice that you're doing, and you're that.
Wow. I think let's take the questions now so we get to know more about it. Yeah. Over to Anjali.
Thank you, Bhairavi. And welcome, Ms. Brinda, once again. Thank you for accepting our invitation to talk with us, to be with us, and share your knowledge with us. We are so happy to have you here with us.
Thank you. Same here.
Okay, so we'll start with the first basic question. Please tell us, what is yoga? Is it only the exercise, asanas, or does it have some deeper meaning to it?
Yeah, actually, it's a very good question to begin with. But I would like to start with just one quote which really attracted me a lot. I really don't know who quoted. There is a name to it, but the name is philosopher Soron. I don't get his name clearly. It doesn't matter. What we need is the content of the quote. He says, life can be understood backward, but it must be lived forward. This was a very striking quote, so I thought I would start with that. Because nothing is really new, you see. Even Patanjali himself in his Yoga Bhashyam, he says, I haven't given anything new. And you all know about Bhaskaracharya, Aryabhatta, who were mathematicians. All of them in their book, they have written, I have not written anything new. It's all been there. We have just given it a new coding to it for the modern day to understand. So I would like to start with this first. So nothing is understood without taking some hold from backward. I use the word hold because it's got a lot of relevance to this group. But the only thing is we should not be clinging to it. Hold it, but not clinging to it. But move forward. That's what I want to start with. And well, to answer your question, yoga is really not just asana alone.
Okay.
It has got a very deeper meaning. I would say it is a science of body and mind.
Okay. Science of body and mind.
It is a scientific knowledge of body and mind. And there are many definitions that have been given by a lot of yogic gurus of yesteryears. One striking or most commonly understood or popular definition of yoga is by Patanjali, who says yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Very easy. Yoga chitta. Chitta is the consciousness, the mind. Chitta vritti. Vritti means it keeps on variating or modulating.
Okay.
Nirodha meaning to cease or to stop. So cessation of the modulations of mind is called yoga. This is the definition given by the great sage Patanjali. Nevertheless, there are other definitions also by Vasishta, Yoga Vasishta. He also has given tam yogamiti manyate stiram indriya dharana, meaning stiram indriya dharana. Stiram is steadiness, indriya is your 5 senses, dharanam is to take it inward. So all these 5 senses which are facing towards the outside world, when you take it inward and stay there, that is yoga. That is his definition.
Okay.
And prasamanopaya yoga itya vidyate. That is what Sri Aurobindo says. He says it's a skillful methodological trick to calm the mind. So yoga has different definitions. Well, ideally, if we can understand that it's a science of body and mind.
Wonderful. So you've given us a wonderful, deeper understanding of yoga. So please tell us, like when it comes to asanas, what is the ideal time to do yoga? Whether we can do it in morning or evening, and like whether we should be doing it empty stomach. What to eat before yoga and what to eat after yoga. There are 2-3 questions in one question.
Well, if you ask me, more than the yoga in this question is a lot of stress given on eating.
Okay.
So, well, we need nutrition. We have to eat because the body is designed in such a way that it requires nutrition for the basic functioning. But for the mind, also there is a nutrition needed.
Correct.
That nutrition really doesn't come from the food that we eat. Food, we have to understand, it stops with the physical body.
Okay.
For the mind, we really have to work on a different way to nourish it.
Okay. And what is that way?
Yes. Now, I just want to make it little interactive from the participants. You can generously use your chat box just as food for the physical body. What is the fuel for the mind? According to you, there is no right, wrong. Whatever you write is correct. Any 3 or 4 answers, and then Vasu can just read them out. Quick,
what is the fuel for the mind?
Yes.
Meditation.
So I said yoga is the science of body and mind. Yeah. Now we know what is the fuel for body. Now what is the fuel for the mind? According to you, meditation. Okay, great. meditation.
Pranahuti, meditation, peace. Anybody else?
Yes. All right. So these were all very good answers according to them. Thoughts, yes. See? Thoughts, yes. Because just as the physical body is to eat, work, and carry on the functions, the main job of the mind is to think. So if it stops thinking, it means the mind is dead. So if it is thinking, you can be rest assured you're fit and fine in the mind. So the job of mind is to think. It's fine. That is why I said the first definition by Patanjali was Yoga Chitta Vriddhi Nirodha. So the cessation of the modulation of mind, not to stop the thinking, just the modulating mind to stop. That's what he says. So the practice of any yogic initiation, whatever you are initiated for, because there's so many yogic practices that have been going around in this world. So whichever you are initiated for, when you practice it sincerely, regularly, on a daily basis, and here the most important, when I say mind and thinking, thought, what we think before the practice is very important. That's what we call intent.
Okay.
So the intent with which we do the practice on a daily basis is what really matters. So there is no such good intent, bad intent. According to the universal consciousness, intent is intent. That's it. If it matches, it works. If it doesn't match, it won't work. As simple as that. We'll deal with it later. Did I answer the question, Anjali?
Yes, for the all those who are into just physical asanas, please tell them about like whether they can do it empty stomach or when should they eat ideally before, how long before yoga asanas they can eat and how long after.
Yeah, so when it comes to eating, well, I am a specialist, as they introduced me in yoga. So I'm not a certified nutritionist. Nevertheless, nutrition was part of our yogic study. So with that knowledge, I would say early morning as the sun is up, when you do the yoga, it's the best. Because the study says it has 10 to 15 times beneficial than doing it anytime later.
Okay.
We all know why, because if you see the big, great achievers in football, like Ronaldo and Thierry Henry, when you go through their, they are recent ones. You go through their, there is Obama Yang. He was a very of Arsenal sport player. He's always on, they call someone as a sport player. So this Obama Yang was a sport player for Arsenal. I was going through one of their interviews. For them, this 3 a.m. is a very, very important time. All of them, even Pele had written in his time. We all know who Pele is. They all have the concept of 3 a.m. The morning 3 a.m. they are up, they run, they do their workout. This is purely physical, nothing to do with spiritual. So their job is this. Because the managers are all paid for this. The club is paid for this. The fans are for this. So they have to satisfy their job. And 3 a.m. they run, 3 to 4 they are back, and they do have some meditation, pranayama practices and all, breathing. They call it breathing techniques. They do it, and then they can do anything, whatever they want. They can even sleep for another 5 hours. That doesn't matter. Okay. So the early morning hours has a very specific reason, because the universe is at a perfect balance, and whatever you do, whichever practice you do at that time, has 10 to 15 times more benefit than other times. And if we skip that, after having food, ideally you should give about 2.5 hours, because body needs that time to completely digest, especially the glucose has to completely get out of the food and get assimilated with the blood. And then when we do, there is good, distribution of the oxygenated blood to the entire body. Otherwise, we are missing that.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
That's
So
why.